This man threw a $100 million party in Las Vegas, bought Leonardo DiCaprio, a real Picasso, and funded the entire production of The Wolf of Wall Street. The crazy part? None of the money was his. His name is Jho Low. To the elite of Hollywood, he was a mysterious, ultra-wealthy Malaysian billionaire who appeared out of nowhere, dripping in diamonds and burning cash like it was kindling. But to global intelligence agencies, he was the mastermind behind the most audacious financial heist in human history, a multi-billion-dollar black hole that would bring down a prime minister, crash an economy, and trigger a global manhunt. This is how a single man conned the world's most powerful banks, fooled Hollywood's biggest stars, and vanished into thin air. To understand how a man could walk away with billions of dollars, we have to look back at the origins of the Phantom himself. Jho Low wasn't born into old money or European royalty. He grew up in Penang, Malaysia, the son of a respectable but mid-level businessman. But from a young age, Jho possessed a profound psychological superpower. He completely understood that in the world of the ultra-wealthy, perception is reality. When his family sent him to the elite Harrow School in London, he found himself surrounded by children of kings, dictators, and global billionaires. Instead of trying to fit in, Jho set a trap. He began photoshopping his face into pictures with royalty. He borrowed luxury sports cars, rented massive penthouses he couldn't afford, and threw wild parties for his wealthy classmates. He made everyone believe he was an untouchable, ultra-rich heir from an exotic dynasty. By the time he attended the prestigious Wharton School of Business in America, the illusion was bulletproof. He wasn't just studying finance. He was studying the exact human vulnerabilities of the people who controlled it. The ultimate opportunity presented itself in 2009. The newly elected Malaysian Prime Minister was setting up a sovereign wealth fund called 11MDB. This fund was publicly promoted as a vehicle to build schools, improve infrastructure, create jobs, and lift the poorest citizens of Malaysia out of poverty. Jho Low had no official title. He was not a politician, nor a government employee. But through calculated charm and intense psychological manipulation, he had successfully integrated himself into the inner circle of the Prime Minister's family, becoming the best friend and business partner of the leader's stepson. Jho Low slowly became the unofficial shadow director of a multi-billion-dollar government vault. The vault doors were open, global banks were pouring capital into it, and Jho Low was holding the keys completely out of sight. So, how do you steal billions of dollars from a sovereign nation without the world instantly noticing? You hide the money in plain sight, deep underneath the blinding flashbulbs of Hollywood and the global luxury market. Jho Low masterminded a staggering network of fake shell companies, registered in secretive tax havens from the British Virgin Islands to Switzerland. Hundreds of millions of dollars meant for public housing and clean water in Malaysia were secretly rerouted through these ghost accounts, landing directly into Jho Low's private control. But instead of laying low and burying the cash, Jho Low made a brilliant tactical decision. He decided to spend it as loudly and publicly as possible to make himself look completely legitimate. He transformed into Hollywood's ultimate mystery benefactor. He bought a $250 million super yacht named the Equanimity, fully equipped with a Turkish bath, a helicopter pad, and bulletproof glass. He traveled exclusively by private jet, flying a circle of elite models and celebrities to private Mediterranean islands. He routinely walked into high-end art auctions in New York and spent tens of millions of dollars in a single night, acquiring masterpieces by Monet and Picasso. On one occasion, he handed a multi-million-dollar original Picasso painting to Leonardo DiCaprio as a casual birthday gift. He paid American pop stars and rappers millions of dollars just to sing happy birthday to him at exclusive nightclubs. To the elites of high society, Jho Low was a genius investment savior with an endless supply of capital. But his true cinematic masterpiece was the creation of a Hollywood production company named Red Granite Pictures. Using hundreds of millions of dollars of stolen public funds directly wired from the Malaysian Wealth Fund, Jho Low completely financed a massive blockbuster movie about extreme, white-collar greed, stock fraud, and financial corruption. The Wolf of Wall Street. The level of irony was absolute. Millions of people around the globe crowded into movie theaters, paying ticket money to watch a film warning them about the dangers of corrupt financial fraudsters, completely unaware that the very movie they were watching was entirely funded by the biggest active financial fraudster on Earth. No matter how high you build a house of cards, the laws of mathematics and gravity always catch up. By 2015, the 1MDB fund was drowning in over $11 billion of unexplainable debt. The missing funds were so massive, they began destabilizing the entire economy of Malaysia. Local journalists and international investigators began asking dangerous questions. Where did the money go? The breaking point came when a courageous insider leaked thousands of highly confidential internal emails and bank transcripts to the press. The truth exploded onto the global stage. The United States Department of Justice and the FBI immediately launched Operation 1MDB, labeling it the largest kleptocracy case in international history. Global law enforcement began aggressively hunting down and seizing Jho Low's empire. The luxury superyacht was hunted down at sea, his private jets were grounded, and his multi-million-dollar art collections were stripped from gallery walls. The Malaysian Prime Minister was subsequently arrested, brought to trial, and sentenced to a historic prison term. The elite global investment banks that happily ignored the red flags to help move the stolen billions were hit with devastating criminal fines. The party was officially over. But what happened to the brilliant mastermind behind the entire heist? Despite an immediate international Interpol red notice and a high-stakes hunt by global intelligence networks, Jho Low was never captured. As the FBI closed their net around his luxury assets, he slipped away into the shadows like a ghost. Today, he remains a fugitive on the run, highly suspected to be living under a completely fabricated identity, hiding behind plastic surgery, and protected by powerful, corrupt figures somewhere in East Asia. Billions of dollars from the heist have never been recovered. Jho Low effectively proved a dark reality of the modern era. If you rob a local convenience store, you will spend years behind bars. But if you intelligently manipulate the global financial system, you can pull off a multi-billion-dollar heist, fool the biggest stars in the world, and vanish completely from the face of the earth. The 1MDB heist was a masterclass in global deception, but it wasn't the first time an elusive phantom completely fooled humanity. In our very next documentary, we pull back the curtain on the legendary con artist who managed to successfully sell the actual Eiffel Tower not once, but twice. Click right here to enter the vault and see how he did it.